Hey, what's up, guys? Um, Hanging out here again, and there was a new training on championmakerstraining.com with Danny McDaniel, and it was really eye opening. It was really cool because how many of us compare to the guy next to us, or how many of us go, I'm not moving as fast as I want to move. I'm not going where I want to go. Or why are they going so much? I've got so much more skill. I've got so many more friends, or I look better, dress better, tell my story better, present better, whatever. But I'm not moving as fast as they are. And that's a question, you get a lot, or that you ask yourself. A question I ask myself a lot, and first I can tell you, don't complain and don't compare. Is a big thing. Be happy and grateful for what you have, and determine your success on, are you doing your best, and don't determine it on the outcome, because we're not in control of that. But if we can always do our best, success finds those who are constantly doing their best. But what I saw in the training was just so crazy. It was the fact of, people act and advocate on intolerance. And so, there's a lot of different emotions that go along with people's situations. And got a text message here. But people act in different situations. You can become aware. Is the very first thing that happens, and you're aware. You're aware that you're broke. You're aware that you're addicted. You're aware that you're angry. You're aware. The second thing is that you become embarrassed, right? You become embarrassed that, there's rats in your house. You become embarrassed that you can't go out with your friends because you don't have the money. You become embarrassed that you can't pay for your kids' sports. You become embarrassed. Then you become frustrated is the third thing. And it's just total frustration, right? You're just frustrated. You can't do things that you want to do. And the last thing that happens is intolerance. And so, intolerance is really what allows people to do advocare. And so that's what happened for me, is that, as a college kid, I was, doing the partying, drinking too much, looking for a job I knew I'd hate, just for the paycheck attached to it, to hope that, maybe it'd support a family, maybe it'd give me the time freedom to be able to coach. Living paycheck to paycheck. Most of that was really, the money that my parents were giving me, right? And there were times that I couldn't go on trips. I couldn't go on the spring break stuff. I couldn't, do things, but it was just frustration or embarrassment, or awareness. I was aware that I didn't have the money. I was aware that I was looking for a job I hated. I was frustrated. But what happened is I was kicked off the team, at Ohio State running track. I'll never forget it. I got a call Sunday night, sitting on my green leather couch, tiny little apartment up just off of the campus of Ohio State, and coach called and said, "Hey, don't show up to practice tomorrow." And man, that just was like he stuck a dagger in my heart, and I didn't like the person I was becoming, and not only did I not like it, I became intolerant. And nothing else mattered. I became intolerant of looking for a job that I knew I would hate. I became intolerant of looking for a boss that would be okay, but could possibly can me just like my coach did. I became intolerant of that stuff, and I was sick and tired of it. And it just all mounted up. And what happened is that 6 months later, Advocare came across my table. And it positioned itself as a solution to help me get out of what I want. And so I can tell you, if things aren't moving as fast as you want, don't quit. Don't give up, because that moment of intolerance, if it hasn't already come, it's coming. There will be things in life that you become intolerant about. And, if you're stagnant, maybe look back into your past and go, okay, What are things that I was intolerant about? What are things that I don't want? What got me into this business? And never forget that. Never forget why you got into this business, what you were so intolerant about, because, you know, that'll drive you to no end and allow you to build such a huge business. So, you know, if you're not where you want, or you're plateauing, maybe you've been silver for a couple years, maybe you've been, you know, making a couple $100 for a couple of years, or maybe gold for a few years, or whatever you've been, keep going. Don't stop. You know, that intolerance will come. Or look back and remember the intolerance in your life of why you got started, or things that you don't want. And I can also tell you, as you're recruiting people, you know, understand that just because somebody's broke, it doesn't mean they're going to do anything. They might even tell you, hey, I'm broke. But that doesn't mean they're going to do anything. They might just be aware. They might just be embarrassed or frustrated. They're not intolerant with that. And so, you know, help them along the way, and love them where they're at, because things will change and they'll eventually become intolerant. Or, you know, look for those people that are intolerant. Spend time with those people that are intolerant and that are willing to back that with action, because that's key. If you're not willing to back it with action and enthusiasm, and get out there and get into this business and start talking to people, because I can tell you, it's not about the skills that I had. I didn't have any. It's not about the talent. I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't communicate very well. I've never sold anything, no business experience, nothing like that. Not even in school, you know, selling candy and stuff. I didn't do that. It wasn't ever about that. It wasn't about some tricky sales technique. It was real simple. Brock told me how to use the tools. He told me how to use the magazine, to open it up, to study the stories on the magazine and the DVD, and now on workwithchampions.com, and to get out there and share that with people, and to package my story and to share that with people. And you know, I just delivered that with passion, because I was an intolerant of where I was. And so I'd encourage you, you know, look for the intolerance in your life. Look for things that you are just fed up with, and you've said enough's enough. And when you come to that point, you'll be willing to do a lot of things. And when your why is big enough, your how becomes easy. So, thanks for spending some time here, and look forward to seeing you soon. And if we can ever, Hiller and I can ever do anything for you, our phones are always open. And if you don't have our numbers, send us a Facebook message or email or something, and ask for our number. We're always willing to do that for you guys. Take care.